Right, hello my lovely people. Right, I'm going to be doing the decorative bit for this background. Um, yeah, it's nice and woodsy and dark, and you can still see those tissue leaves in there. It just gives it a little bit of something. So what I'm planning to do, I was going to put the tree over here. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it. So I've got some grey core wool here. It actually was used as stuffing or packaging for an order. I think it was a World of Wool order. Anyway, I'm going to, this is going to be my fake tree, obviously trimmed down, but at the moment it's going to sit like that, and then I'll put the it's not a very good photo, but my inspiration photo, I'll pop it on screen for you now. And basically they are mushrooms that kind of grow in a cup shape from the side of a tree. They're going to be very fantasy, they're not going to be lifelike, but yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. But I want to add a little bit more. I'm going to pop this out of the way for now. Oh, and the other one, before I forget, I've again I took this photo, I don't know, it might have been last year even. I found it quite funny because this post is wearing a very mossy cap, and that's at Lussley Woods. And I think I'm going to try and mimic, because it's got like dead leaves hanging off here, and I'm going to try and mimic the barbed wire as well, because I think that'll be quite fun. And I think I'm going to do it on this one. Obviously I'm going to have to, well, I'll just keep the colours as they are, it doesn't matter. But I'm thinking, mimic the wooden pole there in the green. Yeah, I can change the background colour if I want to, so that'll be for that one. But in the meantime, let's get on with this one. I keep smelling aniseed, and I've just realised why. My my dill and my fennel, this is the last, the frost hit them the other day, so I need to get those pressed. But yeah, it really smells. I keep thinking, why am I smelling aniseed? I don't like aniseed, but there we are. As a, I was going to say as a fruit. No, it's not a fruit. Um, as a thing. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I'm going to try and I felt these two together here because I quite like the depth it's giving there. And then I've got some. Sorry, this is going to be crinkly. I've got some Jacob's fleece in the back in a bag here, which I use to make my sheep, which will be another video coming up, because I'm going to do some more Christmas angel sheep. Sheep. It's good here, isn't it? Right, that might be enough. Sorry, it's very crinkly. Let me get that bag out of the way. I can always grab it. I have to be careful if the cat comes in. She tries and gets in that bag, because it is very it's very sheepy. So she loves it. She thinks it's just all for her, which is fine. Except when you don't want them in there digging, which is what she does. So just going to felt this in here. Just get some nice ridges going on and things. I'll keep that as a circle, actually, make that into a knotty bit of the wood. Yeah, I don't know where this idea came from, what the inspiration was, but I keep seeing these mushrooms hanging out of the trees, and I'm like, I really need to kind of try and mimic that somehow, especially in the woods that we take Mr. Hades. So there's loads of them at the moment. It's been a very mushroomy year this year, I think. So I'm not going to do, it's not going to be well filtered in. I want it to be quite 3D. I just want that hint of, it being a tree, if you like. Because the one I saw was actually laying down. Well, you would have seen it on the photo. The tree had actually fallen. So, anyway. Might be enough, actually. Where's my piece of card? There we are. Yeah, I've got plenty of this wool, so I can always fill in here, but I'm thinking there, actually. And then just kind of have the... And I don't think I'm going to be able to... No, I'm not going to break a needle. I'm going to have to stick that down, I would imagine. Yeah, I know a lot of people are going to say, but you're covering up all that. It's fine. It's you know, it's what it is when you're doing this stuff. I'd love to be able to fill that in there, but I know it's going to break my needle with all that wax on it, so I'm not going to. So I'm thinking maybe 3, or maybe a big one here, and then sort of more little ones going up. That might look quite nice actually. Right, so I don't need either of those at the moment. So the colour I thought I would do the Shroomies is this one. Again, it's a World of Wool. It's called Myth. And it is the, I really need to get these names. Is it Tops? It's the floofy stuff anyway. Probably not going to need a ton of it, I don't think. I don't really know. Not made a mushroom before. That's quite a nice colour there. And then I'm actually going to add some beads and stuff like that to it as well. So it'll be a bit of a process. I don't like to cut it, but I'm going to have to because that's a little bit too wispy. It's absolutely pouring with rain here today. I got absolutely soaked walking with Hades this morning. We went through the woods in Holden Forest. It was a little bit sheltered, but not a lot. It was a good test for my raincoat. That's nothing, yeah, nothing else. So, but I forgot to wear my waterproof trousers, so of course my knees and my, well, I had to change when I got home basically. So. It's quite a nice shape that actually. I should have printed out my inspiration photo. So what I'm thinking is in this bit here is do a load of beading. Let's grab the tree back. Yeah, so sort of have it. Actually, I might felt that onto there. I'm going to work it upside down because I want it to sort of do that. So if I anchor it there, yeah, that'll do. So it's going to be in a picture, so it doesn't really have to. Let's just do a bit under there. Yeah, I'm wondering with beading if that's going to pull that down actually. I'd have to try it. I can always maybe put a thicker piece, actually I might do that now, thicker piece of wool underneath there, just to kind of act as a support for it, if you like. Make it look like it's part of the tree. I could do this on my embellisher machine, but sometimes it's quite nice to just do it by hand. Yeah, that'll work. And then maybe have another one here, smaller, and another one there. Kind of work them up the tree. If that makes any sense. I think it does. Say they're not this bright orange, but I quite like this colour, and I thought it would stand out really well on the background. Yeah, I'll fill that. I think I'll fill that corner in with a maybe another piece of this dark grey one under here, and that'll look all right actually. Yeah. Okay, right, I'm not going to bore you with all of it, so I'm going to do another couple of little ones. It's very similar to the way I've done this, and just sort of work it up the tree, and I'll get another piece of the grey and we'll felt that in there and maybe put on some more black wool, because it does need another little bit, I think. And then yeah, I think it'll be all right. Right, I'll bring you back when I've done that, because there's some wispy white bits in there. Yeah, because it would just be a bit boring watching it all. So I'm going to crack on, and I'll see you in a bit. Right, well, I've done 3, and I think that's going to be enough. I am going to chop this back a bit though, because I'm covering up way too much of my, I mean, I don't mind covering it up, but that's a bit too much, so I'm going to chop that much off, I think. Did you even see that? I just flipped it out. Yeah, so I think I'm going to chop that much off, although I might come over a bit more. So I didn't really want it to, I want it to be seen, but I didn't want it to terribly dominate like that. Maybe a bit more than that then. Okay, let me do that now, and then I'll be happier. I can position where I'm going. Right, yes, that's better. Yeah, much better. Right, okay. So I'm going to hammer the background here. Well, not hammer, but, you know, really felt the background there a lot. I like these being quite light as they are and wispy. And then maybe with this bit, is it going to be too much? Yeah, it is. Does it need anything else? I'm not sure about it now. Typical. I might maybe draw something in the background there, because I think if I put felt on it'll be too heavy. Let's just try. Obviously something a little bit better than. I don't dislike it. Is that going to be too much though? Let me look through the camera. Sometimes it was totally different when I looked through the camera. Do you know, I might put that there. Maybe because this stuff doesn't really want to tear. Let's if I chop some, because it's really light and see-through as opposed to, you know, being a big chunk of something going on there. I've got loads of this, so I'm not worried about, not going to be precious with it, shall we say. Hang on, we're having a moment, just bear with. Again, once it's felted, it takes on a more rounded look. So you know, I think I might make it that the felt is more of the dominant look. Right, let's get doing a load of felting now, so I think I'll keep you on camera, but I'll probably speed you up a bit. I don't know how long it's going to take. Let's see how long it takes first. I really want to get some texture in there. It's got 3 needles in this one. Actually, do you know, that might help. Hang on. If I actually do take it away from the edge and just have it as a standalone tree. Or maybe just that one there. Gives it a bit more. So if I round that a bit. That looks a bit more tree-like. Yeah, maybe do that. And then this other bit. Because I kind of like it. I don't want lots of it. Right, these sleeves are getting in the way. Go away. It gives it a bit more life, doesn't it? Just gonna add some bits down here as well. I don't think I'm going to put that on. I know, I know. You could just have that actually over a bit. That looks better, I think, anyway. Right, okay, Susan, you're going to faff for hours, so let's get on and finish the beady bit. It might change, you never know. Right, let me clear up all this wool and I'll be back in a second. Right, I pulled out some beads. I'm just having to keep an eye on the cat because she's woken up and she's realised, oh, Mum's got all that nice smelly stuff out. I just had to remove one bag of wool and I've just dropped my thread. You are not getting in the wool. No. I don't care how many pretty perches or chirps you say. You are not allowed in the wool. I'm struggling for light here, so it's kind of like a wing and a prayer with thread and a beading needle. So I've chosen, I've got this almost like an anthracite colour. I think they're like a little hexy bead or something like that. I don't know where I got them from. And then I'll be here for 3 hours. And I got this one to actually go in the top, in the cup. So this anthracite one I'm going to weave up through here. And then the sort of reddish colour, this is assuming I ever get the needle threaded, is going to go actually in the cups of the mushrooms. Use the force, Luke. No, it's stressful when you've got a cat in the room. Go, 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 go. Yes, go. Thank you. And then I've got these tiny seed beads, well, they're about size 15, to go on top of the red ones. You'll see. I will do one and I'll come back and show you the rest of them. Now that I've actually got the needle threaded, I'm just using a sewing cotton. It's fine. It's a little bit thick, but it's fine. It will go through. Right. I'm going to put my other light on. Hold on. Because it is getting very dark in here. Right. It's casting a bit of a shadow, but anyway. Right. Let's start. I'll start at the top and then yeah, so what I'm thinking is to go in here. This would be a good test if it can actually hold the weight of the beads. It should do. So we'll have one of those and one of those. Just back down through there. I'm going to take it to the back because I don't want it coming out the bottom. Are you actually seeing? Yes, I think you are. So I'm coming from behind. I was hoping they would pull in a bit more, but they're refusing to. Okay, this is just really just for decoration. I could just leave it as it is, but I really wanted to add some beads because I've got a lot of them, so I might as well use them. And that one pulled in, that's good. Oh, she's gone now. She thought it was Christmas when the wool box was out. It's this Jacob's fleece. She really loves that one. I think because it is very sheepy. And I wouldn't mind. I don't mind her laying in it and sniffing it and all the rest of it. But she does insist on digging it all out as well. No, I don't want that everywhere, thank you. Which is her ultimate goal in life, is to make as much mess in my craft room I make enough. So yeah, I'm just going to fill these little cups with all these little beads. Don't know how many I'll get in there, but and again, I know, you know, you probably think it's a bit weird that you're covering up the background you've made, but I didn't have a clear plan of what this was going to look like, so, and if a little bit of it gets covered up, I don't mind. I just want the finished piece. And for sticking it on, actually I wonder if I can punch some holes through that. I would like to do some beading on the background. I just think it'll add to the whole thing. So I'll see if I can get my all AWL to go through just in parts. I don't want hundreds of beads. Go, no, stop, thank you. Just to go through to the back of the cardboard, or card it is actually. Just try a couple of these in there, I think, to see what they look like. Oh, you are going to see them? Good, because that was my other thing. Oh, you're going to see them when you stood up, and you are. I think I like that. I say it's not real life, you know. They don't have that, obviously. They don't have beads in them, but I kind of like it. And then for the anthracite colours, I thought I might just do 1, 2, 3. And then leave a bit. Really pull those in and get them to tuck in there, I think. I quite like that. Got to rethread the needle. I didn't take off enough thread. Never mind. And then I've got some sheepy angels to make. Yeah, it's a thing. Can you tell I live in a rural area? People like sheepy angels. Yeah, you're not really going to see them, but you kind of are. They're there. They're a twinkle. Right, I'm going to carry on, do the others, and just want to make sure that stays tight. Oh no! Now my needles come unthreaded. Stress. Yeah, I'll do the other ones and come back and show you what it all looks like. And then I'll decide if I can actually get something through that back there. Great, that just broke. Okay, I might have to redo those. Yeah, I'll see if I can get some. I'm pretty sure I should be able to. Yeah, so there's bits there. I'm sure I can get an awl through there. So yeah, I'll come back in a bit. Right, well, I think I've finished beading on the mushrooms. You can see all the beads in there. I think when it's done. I think it'll be all right. What I'll do is I'll do a full front-facing one for you when I'm done. So let me just give you a close-up. I found these very interesting beads. They kind of just got a hole in the middle, so they're quite lumpy bumpy, but they look quite effective. Let me just get you really up close. Yeah, and that's the little mushroom cups, if you like. And then the anthracite beads, I just put some more on there. They just gives a little bit of twinkle. You see, yeah, cool, huh? I like it. I've definitely decided on it going there. I've been sat playing with that, but I think that looks good. So for the background, I do want to try putting some, I've got these almost, let me just pull them in, almost transparent sequins here. So I'm thinking one of those, and then a little gold bead, because I've got gold leaf on the background there anyway, and a little gold bead just to hold them on. And I don't think that'll be too much. It won't be too distracting, but it'll give it a bit of decoration. So again, I'm just going to do a couple with you. I'm going to take that off. So basically those areas, right? I'm going to take that off again. And let's see if we can punch a hole through. Ooh, this could be interesting. I'm not going to put hundreds on. I've pulled out 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, so we'll do 3 this side, 5 the other. Why not? If I can get through. Yeah, that's gone through. Okay, so the next step will be getting that in there. With it being a beading needle, they're incredibly fine. So, a bit of sellotape. And what I'll do is I'll put a dab of glue under here as well. Because I don't want to make the back lumpy bumpy. Because it's got to stick onto a board. Sorry, half sentences again. Right, let me just put a bit of the old art glitter glue on there. Am I in camera? Probably not. There. And then we'll just secure it with a little bit of tape. So I don't want it lumpy bumpy on the back. Plus, by doing that, that'll close the hole over as well. Right. So, one. Could be over a while. Although you're only seeing probably half an hour of this, it's taken about 3 hours so far to do this. I don't even know how long this video is going to be, but you will see. Now, which way up do I want those? Cup side? Yeah. I've got to use a beading needle because I've got some very tiny size 15 gold beads here. Oh, who closed up the hole? Some numpty. That's okay. It's only going through sellotape this time. I'm going to be very naughty and drag the thread across the back. I put on a Gutermann thread because I was using a Gutermann sewing thread. I was using a fancy a shiny one, but I thought no, it's not strong enough, so I changed it to a Gutermann, which more or less disappears anyway. It's in a cream colour. Sorry, I'm dragging it to me. I need to go back through there and back through there. Yeah, because I don't want these falling off, basically. Let's do one more down here, I think. I have got green leaves, but because they were really bright green, it just didn't look right, so I just thought sequins. They're made out of that acrylic stuff. They were really bright anyway. They were too bright for this. Okay. Does it matter? No, I don't see why not. I'll drag it across the back as well. In for a penny. So they're going to be very subtle, but they'll be there. And hopefully they'll look good. And when I finish this, I'm going to go and turn my heating on because I am freezing cold. I was warm after my walk, but now I've cooled down a bit. Oh, no. Oh, came out the needle. No. Use the force, Luke. Right, back in. We're off. Ouch. Three, 4, and I don't want them going in a pattern. I just want them quite random, if anything. I'll speed you through this bit. Right, well, I think that will be enough. That's probably one of the constellations on the back there. I'll tell you. Let's just do the same. Stick it with a bit of glue and a bit of tape, and then you know it's not going to go anywhere then, hopefully. And the back will still be nice and flat. Go in, thank you. Yeah, I think that's enough. Did I do 3 that side? Oh yeah, done that. I was questioning myself for a minute there. Oh yeah, that's just enough. You catching the twinkle. Just gives it a little something. Right, okay, so for sticking this, I'm going to glue it on. I think I'm going to use my 3-in-1. And what I'll do is I've got a bag that I made of hang on, let me get it out. It's easier to describe them. course, it's done a runner. Where have you gone? Anyway, it's a bag of rice. Beware. Oh, I've just seen it. I'll say, let me pause it for a minute. Yeah, so fill a couple of really sturdy plastic bags with rice, and then you can, you know, it's really good for, you can position it where you want it to lay, if that makes sense. Right, okay, let me stick that down and I'll come back and hopefully it'll be stuck. I haven't got a frame, I don't think, but I'm going to check, so bear with me and I'll be back with you. Right, it's all dry, so just to give you some idea of what it looked like when it's framed, I've just sort of taken apart another frame. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. It looks lovely. I say, you can see the beads down there. I don't know if it'll hold together if I hang on, I'm going to move you. Right, we are precarious here, so yeah, that's kind of what it'll look like. I say it's not stuck to it's not stuck to the frame, but yeah, you should be able to see the beads. And yeah, I'm very happy with the texture, very happy with the background. Yeah, it's come out good. I'm really happy. So there we are, all done. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know, and I'll see you on another video. Bye for now.